My name is Kenneth Mugayehwenkyi. I am the leader of Reach One Touch One Ministries, a faith-based organization reaching out to grandmothers and children under their care in Uganda. And since we started working with older people 6 years ago, I have learned how much grandmothers mean to the communities in which we live. I have learned that the grandmothers are holding together our communities. In the time when HIV, AIDS, and wars, especially in northern Uganda, have taken away the middle generation, the men and women that would raise their children, and left grandmothers with so many orphans to look after. Grandmothers have risen to the occasion and provided food, provided shelter, provided parenting, provided love and care, provided education, anything a child needs amidst the difficulty. 4 years ago, when we got to meet people from the Stephen Lewis Foundation, it was a turning point in our organization, because having never had money from any donor, but from individuals, it was the first opportunity, and we have found the foundation to be different from my perception of other donors. The foundation, from the outset, they told me, I remember Isato saying, we are going to be in partnership. We are going to partner with you, and because we are going to partner with you, from stage to stage, you want to hear from each other and learn from each other and listen to each other. And the foundation has listened. For example, the foundation, when we submit our applications, which I think are not even proposals, just sharing ideas of what you want to do. They write back and forth, they listen, and you come out with something that we think will work for you. That's different. Some donors have a template, have rules that if you don't fit in them, you don't get anything. And sometimes those rules don't help your needs. But the foundation is different. You have your needs. If you can articulate them how you think you can meet them, they even help you to articulate them better and give you support. The other thing I like about the foundation is how fast they are in responding. You write an email or make a request, quickly they respond. And when you agree on the funds, immediately the funds come to you. Not through any intermediary, not through anybody. They just come to your organization and they can be given to the grassroots quickly and help. I mean, an example is the grandmothers were affected by the landslides recently. And as soon as I wrote the foundation, they saw the need, they responded, they sent the money. And the other thing about the foundation is the connection between the foundation and the people. At least twice a year, foundation representative or staff come. And when they come, they share with us, they see what we do, they encourage us, but they also help us where we may need help. Some of them have so much knowledge in development work in developing countries, and they're willing to share with us. So I think that relationship with the foundation and supporting our grandmothers support project, which enables grandmothers to raise HIV/AIDS orphans under their care, which also enables grandmothers to access housing, to build houses for grandmothers with HIV/AIDS orphans, and which also helps them to access Medicare and income generation, is great. It's been growing from year to year, and now we can see ourselves not only meeting the immediate needs, but enabling the grandmothers to raise income and to meet their needs for now and for the future. You know, the biggest need in my community is creating awareness among the communities on the needs of older people, their grandchildren, and creating a mass of people who are willing to support them in what they fight for. Creating awareness around issues of women and children. Our communities, especially rural communities, they do not regard women and children in the same way they do men. And when this happens and HIV/AIDS comes in an environment of women being not regarded equally as equal as men, then they face more problems. You know, imagine a scenario where women are seen as objects and men can use them. Then the rate of HIV infection runs faster. It's like a wildfire, you know. But also when access to health is difficult, the women are not equally accessing health services because they don't have the cash, they don't have the property, they don't have the means to get there. The men seem to be always ahead of them. And for me as a man, it's challenging to see that us men should be caring for our mothers, but we don't. We seem to always want to put them on the side. So HIV/AIDS is a problem. But it comes amidst two major problems: the attitude towards women and poverty, and that makes it more complicated to fight. The few years I've worked with grandmothers, to see them now rising up to know about HIV/AIDS, to learn how to raise children who have been affected by HIV/AIDS, and how to educate their grandchildren how to protect themselves against AIDS is a big change. So that the grandmothers are no longer feeling helpless, they are no longer feeling lonely, and they are not giving up. They are willing to fight on and make sure that their grandchildren get their needs. It's a change. But most importantly is the education we do for the girl children. When we give girls skills and they're able to earn an income on their own, then we know these girls will not be taken advantage of by men. And when girls are not taken advantage of by men, the rate of HIV/AIDS infection will go down. See, the problem is that girls have emotional, physical, and financial needs. And when men who have a little bit of money and are older come in the picture, at that point, a girl just gives in. You know, I tell an example of this girl, Medias, who is now able to earn money because she has tailoring skills, and she can help her sisters to go to school, who would not have gone because their parents died of AIDS. And because she has her income, she does not have to give in somebody who will give her something to eat or a little bit of money. To me, that is turning the tide against AIDS. We sent Jennifer and what was her name? Anyway, another grandmother to Swaziland. The whole journey of thinking about leaving Uganda, going to the airport, being in the plane, and meeting others was just a wonderful experience for them. It's one of those things that happens once in a lifetime, makes them happy, makes them look forward to life, and makes them want life and desire to have more life. And when somebody can get that change in their life, it's important and it's very good. But most importantly, when they met other grandmothers, they walked side by side with Canadian grandmothers, they walked side by side with other African grandmothers, they shared their challenges, and they learned from other grandmothers the challenges they face. They shared how they can meet them and how can they can face them. By the time they came back to Uganda, they were energized, they felt somebody else cared about them, they felt they were not in the fight alone, they felt strong to push on, and they came back and told other grandmothers in Uganda that this is possible, we can change things, we have others fighting with us, and we are not finished. The fight is big, but we are able because we are not alone. And people to feel they are not alone, I think means a lot to grandmothers in my community and in Uganda.